The demo at this year's OFC NFOEC is, I'm very excited about it, first of all, because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. Being the former chair of the 40 gig, 100 gig Ethernets, there's a lot of focus this year on interoperability of the latest in optics generations, 40 gig and 100 gig. The overall theme of the booth is optical Ethernet interoperability. And while there's an emphasis on optics, obviously being at OFC, the reality is that from an Ethernet perspective, that interoperability happens from the component level all the way up. So the definitions of the cabling, the definitions of the electrical interfaces, all of that plays a role in making the optics themselves be interoperable. So we're going to be showcasing it from the ground up, looking at interoperability from an ecosystem perspective in building a system. We are going to have a focus on the interoperability between generations of solutions. For some people who go back to, say, 10 gig, they get very upset when they say, oh, well, look, there were 7 different families of modules. They miss the point. All 7 of those families can talk to each other. So as technology evolved on one aspect, that's fine, but the base optical specification that carried across all those form factors means they can all communicate to each other. A very high degree of interoperability. Because interoperability, once again, isn't always between the same technologies or the same implementations. It could be against a version today with a version 3 generations from now. So interoperability is a very big topic that goes across generations as well. So that's going to be another part of the story. We're seeing applications where 10 gig and 40 gig is being used. We're seeing applications where there's a desire to have commonality for system flexibility, where you can plug in copper ports into the optical ports. So a real emphasis on how interoperability is being done from an Ethernet level from the ground up, and looking at it from all aspects. So we'll have members there of the individual companies that are participating. So if they want to talk about specifics of their technology in the demo, that's fine. I would encourage everybody to come see the demo, because it's the simple reality is it's seeing is believing. All right, and I know from going to these shows that, okay, blinking lights, not really exciting. What is exciting is when you see all of these different vendors talking to each other, and we'll figure out how to get past the blinking lights to make it a little bit more exciting. In addition, we're planning on having end users coming in. The end user community and the Ethernet Alliance has spent a lot of time this year reaching out to the end user community to hear what their needs are. To A, take it back into the IEEE in terms of consensus building for standards, but then B, to look at it in terms of what does the Ethernet Alliance need to do. And the recurring message that we've heard from the end user community is interoperability, end-to-end perspective. They stress that that's very important. Second, they'll be there talking about higher speeds. Okay, so they are faced with a growing amount, a tsunami of data, if you will. I call it the bandwidth tsunami. It's coming. It's starting here. There are examples already today of events where people are dealing with terabit capacities in their systems now. The people who have to deal with this traffic are looking for solutions, but they're looking for solutions that will be interoperable. So they'll be there talking about it because they understand they're a stakeholder in this, and they need to be involved making sure that the message is heard by the industry. We'll have speakers from our own companies there talking about different aspects of the demo, and we'll probably have somebody there talking about the CFI, call for interest on 400 gig. That's going to be happening at the same time, and maybe do some guest appearances via video in terms of myself, in terms of what's happening on 400 gig that same week, since I can't be in 2 places at the same time.